Hello, I am Priyadarshini Karve. I am the director of Samuchit Envirotech, a social enterprise based in Pune and working with the motto Enabling Sustainability. I am also currently the national convener of Indian Network on Ethics and Climate Change, or INEC. Our motto is People's Voices in Policy Choices. This is the 10th and the final episode of the series. Let's try some thought experiments. Links to all the previous episodes are in the description. I started off this series as a response to a discussion on what lessons we can learn from the COVID-19 pandemic and how we should channel these lessons into our post-COVID daily lives, our businesses, and our governance systems. In this final episode, I would like to share some concluding thoughts. Through the past 20 days, over which I wrote, recorded, and posted these video blogs, the lockdown unfolded with its many side effects. Today, the number of positive cases in India continue to rise, although the lockdown did manage to slow things down. Inevitably, the economy has been hit hard, which was an expected and unavoidable consequence. What was unexpected is the multifold devastating impacts on the poor, the marginalized, and particularly the urban migrant workers who build and keep the cities of India functioning. Just the lockdown on its own would not have led to this. What we are seeing is the collective outcome of years of flaunting labor laws, years of bad urban planning, and the historical caste and class divides morphing into a total lack of empathy and sensitivity towards others. To my mind, this is a collective failure of the government agencies, the industries and businesses, and the socio-economic upper classes of the Indian society. Given that we are going to see a series of local, regional, and global disasters, this does not augur well for the future unless we are willing to change and not make the same mistakes again and again. We must not lose sight of the fact that our lifeline systems are health services, food supply, energy, water, sanitation, and waste management. If you go over the solutions that I have outlined in my thought experiments, there are three common threads: decentralization, localization, and collaboration. The lifeline systems would be more resilient if they are designed to be distributed webs of individual nodes, where the nodes have localized operations and management. Such systems are more likely to stay functional for at least some of the population clusters, if not all, at least partially, if not fully, in the face of any anticipated or unanticipated disaster. The more collaborative people are, the better the community can take care of its various members, either in normal times or during a disaster. When a disaster strikes a region, if the community members are collaborating with each other, and if a proper disaster management plan is already in place, the various disaster response agencies can focus on the drastically affected population clusters rather than being spread too thin across too many people needing too much help urgently. At the same time, the only way to quickly and effectively address future global challenges is to develop open source and trust based knowledge sharing collaborations among the nations of the world. Of course, all the three concepts, decentralization, localization, and collaboration, are not easy to implant in the current community, business, and governance practices. A massive mindset change is required across the board. During the lockdown period, when the economy and commerce came to a standstill, we saw air and water getting cleaner and greenhouse gas emissions dropping. But this is not something to rejoice about for two reasons. One, The price paid in terms of human lives and livelihoods is terribly high. And two, any success achieved through force and coercion can never be sustainable. The governments in many parts of the world, including India, are indicating that recovery of the economy will be given priority over sustainability, climate action, as well as justice and equity. This means that all these so-called gains for the environment will vanish in no time after the lockdown ends. What we need to be thinking on is how to redesign our social and economic systems so as to not lose the environmental gains and yet achieve a respectable quality of life for all. Even if you forget about disasters, you will realize that through decentralization, localization, and collaboration, we are coming up with potential alternative lifestyle, business, and governance models that challenge the current centralized command and control type inequality inducing systems. Some of the personal, community, and systemic changes that need to happen to bring in this transformation are highly disruptive for some old and established interest groups and lobbies. These entities have already started advancing many false and misleading arguments in favor of GDP and profit oriented policies at the cost of social justice and environment. All well-meaning citizens have to stand firm on the path of facts and logic and not be swayed by such arguments. I believe that this is the right moment to push for a positive change. Many people have realized in this lockdown period that disasters can be devastating in a variety of ways. Nobody is immune to the impacts, and we must focus on preparedness and resilience building. People have also seen that practices like jet setting all over the world to hold business meetings that seemed irreplaceable till a couple of months ago could be discarded, and new practices like online meetings could evolve fairly quickly. So, drastic change is not always bad and not always painful. People have also realized what are the true lifelines of our society and what are the deficiencies in these systems. Humans have succeeded in dominating the planet Earth because of our ability to learn and adapt. We must appeal to that basic instinct again to chart a new course post COVID 19. We are living through an important moment in human history. How we react today will decide if we continue to move towards chaos and anarchy or shift towards more sustainable, climate friendly, and equitable societies. Thank you.